What if the reason your body constantly feels off, that nagging ache in your joints, that tiredness that never quite goes away, that feeling like something is just not right, isn't actually about getting older? What if it's a warning signal your body has been sending you for months, maybe even years? And what if the answer has been sitting in your kitchen cupboard this whole time? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you today could genuinely change the way you feel every single day. If you're over 50 and you wake up in the morning feeling stiff, achy, or just plain exhausted before the day even begins, you are not alone. Millions of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are living with this constant low-level feeling of discomfort. A dull ache here, a swollen knee there, fatigue that just won't lift, no matter how much you sleep. And most people, and I mean most, are told the same thing by well-meaning friends, family, even sometimes doctors. That's just part of getting older, and so they accept it. They slow down. They stop doing the things they love. They assume this is just life now. But here's what's important for you to know today. That feeling, that constant creeping discomfort, it has a name. It's called chronic low-grade inflammation. And it is one of the most widespread and most misunderstood health problems affecting people over 50 today. Now, most people think of inflammation, and they picture a swollen ankle after a sprain, or redness around a cut. That's acute inflammation. And that's actually a good thing. That's your body healing itself. But there's another kind of inflammation that works very differently. This kind doesn't announce itself with swelling or redness you can see. It's quiet. It's slow. It burns at a very low level, deep inside the body, for months or even years. Scientists have a term for it. They call it silent inflammation. And they've been studying it intensively for the last 2 decades. And what they've found is genuinely alarming. This silent inflammation has been linked to some of the most serious health conditions affecting older adults today, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cognitive decline, joint deterioration, and even certain cancers. Think about that for a moment. A slow, invisible fire burning inside your body, and most people have absolutely no idea it's happening. But here's where things get really interesting. Researchers started asking a very important question. Why do some people develop this silent inflammation as they age, and others don't? They looked at diet, they looked at lifestyle, they looked at genetics, and they found something that, honestly, surprised even the scientists involved in the research. One of the most powerful natural compounds ever studied for fighting this kind of internal inflammation is something humans have actually been using for over 4,000 years. It's not a new pharmaceutical drug. It's not an expensive supplement created in a lab, and most people over 50 simply aren't getting enough of it. What is it? Well, before I tell you, I want you to understand exactly what's happening inside your body when this inflammation takes hold, because once you understand it, what I'm about to reveal is going to make complete sense. Inside your body right now, there are tiny chemical messengers called cytokines. Think of them as alarm signals. When your body detects a threat, an injury, an infection, a toxin, these cytokines fire up and trigger the inflammatory response to deal with the problem. That's normal. That's healthy. But in people with chronic low-grade inflammation, this alarm system gets stuck in the on position. The threat may be long gone, or it may be something subtle, like poor diet, stress, or years of processed food. But the inflammatory signals keep firing, day after day, week after week. And over time, this constant low-level alarm wears your body down. It damages tissue. It stresses your organs. It accelerates aging at a cellular level. Now, the compound that researchers have found to be one of the most effective natural modulators of this process is curcumin, the active ingredient found in turmeric. You've probably heard of turmeric. It's that bright golden yellow spice used in curries. It's been used in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years, specifically to reduce pain, swelling, and what we now understand to be inflammation. But here's what modern science has confirmed. Curcumin doesn't just mask the symptoms of inflammation. It works at a molecular level to actually switch off some of the key inflammatory pathways in your body. It targets a molecule called NF-κB, which is essentially the master switch for inflammation. When curcumin is present in sufficient amounts, it helps turn that switch off. And the research behind this is not fringe science. There are now thousands of published studies on curcumin's effects on inflammation, joint health, brain function, heart health, and more. So why aren't more people benefiting from it? Here's where the story takes a surprising turn. Most people in Western countries are getting almost no curcumin at all in their daily diet. And even people who use turmeric regularly in their cooking may not be absorbing nearly enough of it to make a meaningful difference. Because curcumin has a very unusual problem. It's what scientists call poorly bioavailable, which is a fancy way of saying your body struggles to absorb it. If you just eat turmeric on its own, most of the curcumin passes through your digestive system without ever making it into your bloodstream where it can actually do its job. And there's something else most people don't know. After the age of 50, your body's ability to absorb and utilize many nutrients begins to decline, and curcumin is no exception. At the same time, the very conditions that curcumin helps protect against, inflammation, oxidative stress, cellular damage, are increasing. It's almost a perfect storm. Your body needs more of this compound precisely at the age when it's absorbing less of it. But here's the thing, and this is the part I really want you to stay for. There are very specific ways to dramatically increase how much curcumin your body actually absorbs, and once you know this, everything changes. But first, let's talk about how to recognize whether chronic inflammation might already be affecting you. Because silent inflammation is, well, silent. Many people don't realize it's present until it's already caused significant problems. But there are warning signs. And when you know what to look for, they become much easier to spot. Here are some of the most common signs that low-grade inflammation may already be active in your body. Number 1. Joint pain and stiffness that moves around. Not a sharp, specific injury kind of pain, more of a dull, shifting ache. Your knees one day, your hips the next, your shoulders the week after. Many people dismiss this as just arthritis, but inflammation is often the driving force behind it. Number 2. Fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. You sleep 7 or 8 hours and still wake up tired. This is one of the most common and most overlooked signs of chronic inflammation. The body is working so hard to manage this internal fire that it's exhausted. Number 3. Digestive problems. Bloating, discomfort, irregular bowel habits. Chronic inflammation often begins in the gut, and researchers now believe that gut inflammation and systemic inflammation are closely connected. If your digestion has been consistently off, it's worth paying attention to. Number 4. Brain fog and memory issues. Struggling to concentrate? Finding it harder to remember words or names? Inflammation in the body can cross what's called the blood-brain barrier and contribute to neurological symptoms. Researchers have actually started calling Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because of the strong inflammatory and metabolic connections involved. Number 5. Skin changes. Redness, rashes, eczema flare-ups, or skin that seems dull and slow to heal. The skin is often one of the first places chronic inflammation makes itself visible. Number 6. Frequent illness. If you seem to catch every cold going around, or if it takes you much longer than it used to recover from illness, chronic inflammation may be compromising your immune system's ability to function properly. Number 7. Elevated blood sugar or weight gain around the middle. Visceral fat, the fat stored around your organs, is itself inflammatory. It produces inflammatory chemicals, so inflammation and weight gain can become a vicious cycle, each making the other worse. If you recognized yourself in 2, 3, or more of those signs, please keep watching, because what comes next is genuinely important for you. So why are so many people over 50 not getting enough curcumin? And why is inflammation becoming such a widespread problem in this age group specifically? There are several reasons, and understanding them helps explain why this is so common. Reason 1. Dietary changes over time. Traditional diets in many cultures naturally included turmeric and other anti-inflammatory spices regularly. But modern Western diets, high in processed foods, refined sugars, and industrial seed oils, are themselves pro-inflammatory. They actively promote inflammation rather than reducing it. So not only are people missing out on curcumin, they're adding fuel to the fire. Reason 2. Age-related decline in absorption. As we age, the lining of the gut changes, stomach acid production decreases, and the overall efficiency of nutrient absorption drops. This affects not just curcumin, but many essential compounds the body needs to regulate inflammation. Reason 3. Chronic stress. Stress hormones, particularly cortisol, have a direct effect on inflammatory pathways. Prolonged stress keeps the body in a low-level fight-or-flight state, which maintains that inflammatory alarm at a constant simmer. After 50, many people are managing significant life stressors, health concerns, retirement transitions, family responsibilities that contribute to this cycle. Reason 4. Medications. This is one that many people don't consider. Certain common medications taken by people over 50, including some blood pressure medications, statins, and proton pump inhibitors, can affect gut health and nutrient absorption in ways that worsen the body's ability to regulate inflammation naturally. Reason 5. Sedentary lifestyle. Regular, moderate physical movement is one of the body's natural anti-inflammatory mechanisms, but chronic pain and fatigue, themselves symptoms of inflammation, make it harder to stay active. Again, a cycle that feeds itself. The good news? Every single one of these factors can be addressed. And curcumin is one of the most powerful tools you have to start breaking this cycle. So let's talk about what you can actually do about this, starting today. And I want to be very practical here, because this is the part that matters most. Step 1. Understand the absorption problem and how to solve it. Remember when I said curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own? Here's the fix that researchers have identified, and it's remarkably simple. Black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. And when curcumin and piperine are consumed together, studies have shown that curcumin absorption increases by as much as 2,000%. That is not a typo. 2,000%. So if you're using turmeric in cooking, always add a pinch of black pepper. And if you're taking a curcumin supplement, look for one that includes piperine or black pepper extract. Step 2. Pair curcumin with a healthy fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat rather than water. Taking it with a meal that includes healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, nuts, or fatty fish significantly improves how well your body can use it. Step 3. Increase turmeric in your diet. You don't have to completely overhaul your eating habits. Start with small, consistent additions. Add turmeric to scrambled eggs in the morning. A 1/4 teaspoon with a crack of black pepper. You'll barely taste it, but your body will notice. Make a golden milk drink in the evening. Warm milk of your choice, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, a little honey and cinnamon. It's warming, delicious, and genuinely therapeutic. Add turmeric to soups, stews, roasted vegetables, and rice dishes. It has a mild, earthy flavor that blends easily with other spices. Step 4. Consider a high-quality curcumin supplement. For people dealing with significant inflammation, dietary turmeric alone may not provide therapeutic levels of curcumin. In that case, a well-formulated supplement can be very helpful. Look for supplements that specify curcuminoid content. Aim for 500–1,000 mg of curcuminoids per dose, include piperine or black pepper extract, and come from a reputable manufacturer with third-party testing. Always speak with your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you are on blood thinners or other medications, as curcumin can interact with certain drugs. Step 5. Address the lifestyle factors. Curcumin works best as part of a broader anti-inflammatory approach. This means prioritizing sleep. The body does most of its anti-inflammatory repair work during deep sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours in a dark, cool room. Moving gently every day, even a 20-minute walk has measurable anti-inflammatory effects. Swimming, yoga, and Tai Chi are particularly well tolerated by people with joint pain. Reducing processed foods and sugar, these are among the most potent drivers of inflammation in the modern diet. You don't have to be perfect. But reducing your intake of packaged, ultra-processed foods makes a real difference. Managing stress through whatever method works for you. Deep breathing, time in nature, meditation, connection with friends and family. Chronic stress is chronic inflammation. They are inseparable. Let me bring this all together for you, because I think it's really worth pausing on what we've covered today. Your body has an internal fire alarm system, and for millions of people over 50, that alarm is stuck in the on position, quietly burning in the background, contributing to joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, digestive problems, immune dysfunction, and over time, far more serious conditions. This isn't inevitable, and it isn't just aging. One of the most powerful natural tools we have to address this, backed by thousands of scientific studies, is curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, a spice that has been used as medicine for over 4,000 years, and that modern science is only now fully beginning to understand. The key is not just consuming it, but consuming it in the right way, with black pepper, with healthy fats, consistently, and as part of a broader lifestyle that supports your body's natural ability to regulate inflammation. The changes don't have to be dramatic. They don't have to be expensive. They just have to be consistent. And the payoff, reduced pain, better energy, clearer thinking, stronger immunity, and protection against some of the most serious diseases of aging, is absolutely worth it. Your body is not betraying you. It's asking for something specific. And now, you know what that is. Now I'd love to hear from you. Do you experience any of the symptoms we talked about today? Joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues? Have you ever tried turmeric or curcumin, and did you notice a difference? Leave your experience in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people find this information when they need it most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because we share videos like this every week, designed specifically to help you feel better, live longer, and understand what your body is telling you. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.